Hey everyone, so today I thought I'd do a quick video on Remembrance Day. Now, Remembrance Day is coming up really quickly here, and I just thought I'd put a little bit of my own opinion and tidbit of information on how really Remembrance Day should be taken part in. Now, Remembrance Day is obviously our day on which we remember our war dead and our fallen, and there are certain things that personally I've noticed in the past Remembrance Day that kind of are a little disrespectful, and maybe some things that you've noticed in the past have become disrespectful too, or haven't quite been on the same page as the other person. Feel free to put them in the comments below. But I just want to put my own opinion and perspective on things. Now, everybody handles Remembrance Day differently, whether it be they're just not into it at all, or they just don't want to take part in it, and that's completely their prerogative and their deal, and that's absolutely awesome for them. But for those who do want to take Remembrance Day seriously and do want to have that respectful time and that honor to respect our fallen, there's a couple of things that people around us and the people who may not want to take part in the day can do to try and make it a little bit more respectful. So here are a few things that you can do to make things go a little bit more respectfully on the day. So, first of all, let's talk about poppies. We know pretty much what poppies are. If you don't, we wear them to respect our fallen. They are red and black, small poppy that we can wear on our clothing or lay on wreaths to place at memorials and to wear prior to Remembrance Day and on the day. Now, poppies have a very strong, significant image when it comes to Remembrance Day. They're obviously the main image of Remembrance Day. However, there have been instances, and this is my own personal opinion, on people wearing them in just like really crazy, awkward places. For instance, I have noticed a lot of kids nowadays are starting to put them on their rucksacks and their backpacks, and I just don't get that. They get dragged across the floor, they get dirty, the black centers fall off, kids drop their rucksacks at school all the time. It just doesn't seem like a suitable place to wear your poppy. Your rucksack isn't remembering the fallen, you are. So maybe just a little tidbit you could throw at, your class if you're a teacher or your kids. This isn't like a rules or guidelines. It's basically just a thing to maybe consider or think about for the day. Another thing with poppies, please buy a new one. Please donate to get a new one. It's just one thing a year that you can contribute towards a charity. When you get a poppy, that money that you're putting into that poppy box is going towards a charity for the Royal Legion and to help veterans and those who are maybe had severe injuries or post-traumatic stress disorder to better their lives. So please, 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 when it comes to Remembrance Day, order a new poppy, buy a new poppy. You can even get steel poppies now. You can get white poppies if you don't approve of future conflicts or ongoing conflicts. You can still remember the war dead of the past by wearing a white poppy, which signifies peace. So please try and buy a new poppy. Another thing you need to realize when it comes to poppies is there are volunteers that are giving those poppies out. Please thank them. Go up to them. Say, you know what? If it's the only thing you do on the day, thank a volunteer when you get your poppy. It can be the smallest little thing and it will cheer their day up just a little bit. So please go up to a volunteer, say thank you so much for what you're doing. So that's poppies pretty much out of the way. Next thing I want to talk about is respect on the day. Now, Remembrance Day is obviously a very solemn day for many. Everybody has their own perspective and opinion on the day. Some may not want to be involved at all, and that's completely their thing. However, when it comes to the day itself and you don't want to be involved, that's fine. Please, though, when it comes to the 2 minutes of silence, it's such a small time period for which you just need to be quiet. And there are so many people I've met in the past that are still fiddling away with something, doing something that's just not appropriate. Drinking your coffee. You really need to drink your coffee in that 2 minute period. I know you're not making any noise, but it's just something you can just not do. Just, your Tim's is still going to be there when you finish. So please, in that 2 minutes, you don't have to bow your head, you don't have to close your eyes, just stay still, stay calm. I mean, if you're busy, you're driving, that's fine. If you have things to do that you have to do, then obviously do them. But try your best to be respectful and be quiet. There are other things you can do on Remembrance Day. You can create a garden of remembrance. It's a fantastic idea. You basically dig up a plant or dig in a plant or a tree and you plant it, and you can place your own memory inside that tree to remember those who have passed away. Fantastic idea. Also, when it comes to on the day, when you finish with your poppy, because really at the end of the day on the 11th of November, you should really take your poppy off. Now, some people forget, which is completely fine, but if after 2 weeks you still have your poppy on, it's a little awkward and kind of, in my own perspective, being a veteran, a little disrespectful. It's kind of like, oh, well, I forgot about my poppy. It's not hard. Please take it off when you're finished. Please don't put it on your sun visor ready for the next year. It's the worst thing in the world to do. Buy a new poppy. It's a small little thing. One thing you can do with your poppy is you can lay it on the cenotaph or the memoriam that you're at on the service day. If you don't go to a service, you can always stop by on your way home from work and put it somewhere in a respectful place if you wish. But if you don't, you feel free to put it in the garbage or even put it in a keepsake and prepare to get your next one next year. It's not a big deal. There's no disrespect in putting your poppy away in the garbage when you're finished at the end of the year, or sorry, at the end of the day, because that's what you do. You get a new one. There's no point reusing a poppy. It's there to respect each and every year. Other things you can do, you can go obviously to any service. You can go to your church, your your city cenotaph, where the plinth will be for respect for the dead of fallen wars, etc. Fallen heroes, and such. So there's just a couple of things that I thought I'd touch on. Hopefully, maybe you'll take something away from it, and you'll, on the day, try something new. For those teachers out there, there is loads of information online from the Royal Legion, some awesome links, I will link them below, on how you can potentially create a class and dedicate it to teaching about Remembrance Day. I think that's a fantastic idea. Teaching our youth about what Remembrance Day is a really, really good idea. Instead of having kind of difficult questions prior to the day when some parents may not really be comfortable talking too much about stuff like that. That brings me on to my next point, talking to people on the day. Sorry, not on the day, but prior to the day, or talking to people in general. Make sure that if you're going to talk to a veteran about a potential past conflict or history in conflict, be respectful, please. It can be a really tough time for veterans. It can be a really tough time for veterans' families and friends who may have lost loved ones in potential wars, etc. So please just urge on the side of caution when asking questions, but don't feel afraid to. You know, if you are genuinely curious about previous conflicts that have happened, or experiences that certain veterans and soldiers, airmen, seamen, etc., have come across, then just ask, you know. But urge on the side of caution. Please be respectful, be polite about it. It can be a very tough time for people in this time of year. In November 11th. So please just urge on the side of caution and support them if they're having a really tough time. You know, it is a difficult time. It's a time where people can struggle dealing with loss of family, friends, or loved ones in conflict. So take it with a pinch of salt if they don't want to talk about it. It's not a huge deal, but feel free to support them. It's one of those days where it's not just about remembering, it's about supporting people in this time on which they have lost loved ones, or just remembering those who have passed away. Another thing you can do, donate directly to charity. You can log online. There are plenty of services out there on which you can donate to charity, to Veterans Affairs, etc. Another fantastic cause you can do on the day. But if anything you do on that day and you want to be part of Remembrance Day respectfully, please try your best to wear your poppy correctly, get a new poppy, be quiet within the 2 minutes, and if that's all you have to do, that's it. You know, there are many other things you can do on the day, but if that's all there is that you wish to do, please follow through that. And if you find people that aren't doing through that, you know, don't give them a hard time, but just remember, like, maybe just inform them afterwards politely, hey, you know, that's a little disrespectful, a little awkward, you know, talking or doing something that you really didn't need to do during that 2 minutes of silence. It's such a small time period. So hopefully you've taken something from this video. It's not a very long one today. I just had a kind of a light bulb pop up when I saw a picture of some poppies today, because they're starting to hand them out. So yeah, like I said, hope you take something from it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. I am going to post a couple of links in the description below in regards to teachers if they want to maybe put a class up to teach about Remembrance Day, and also a couple of charities on which you can donate to. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and have a fantastic day.